Microsoft is considering selling Minecraft. Well, not really. They're considering spinning off Xbox, which could lead to a potential sale of the brand, which would include Minecraft. But what if Minecraft actually was sold? What would it mean for the game and its developers over at Mojang? What would the game and its community look like in a non-Microsoft environment? Well, before we talk about that, what exactly does spinning off mean? Don't worry, I didn't know either before this video. Spinning off is basically when a company takes a piece of itself and turns it into its own independent thing. For example, in this scenario, Microsoft spinning off Xbox means that Xbox becomes its own independent thing separate from Microsoft. This means that Xbox, now its own company, could be sold in the future, which would include Minecraft and Mojang Studios. With that out of the way, what exactly could happen if Xbox was spun off and then sold? Well, there's multiple ways this could go, but let's look at both the best and worst case scenarios for the sake of hypotheticals. In my opinion, the best case scenario is that someone buys Xbox who treats its players in games much better than Microsoft does. I think someone like Valve could actually be a great potential owner. Why Valve though? Well, I think that Valve has a pretty decent case for why they would even want to buy Xbox. For starters, Valve is already trying to compete in the console game. They released the Steam Deck a few years ago that's competing with the Nintendo Switch and Switch 2, and now are releasing the Steam Machine, a console designed to compete with the Xbox Series X and PS5. With Steam generating billions every year, I don't think it's completely unrealistic that Valve could make a realistic offer should Xbox go on the market. It would also help Valve in its console war significantly, as it would take out a competitor and leave only PlayStation as its main rival. Valve is already capable of developing hardware, so I don't think production would be an issue. If anything, Valve could make Xbox even better. If Valve owned Xbox, you would likely see full Steam integration into the next generation of Xbox consoles, allowing players to buy games from the Steam store, take advantage of Steam's many incredible sales, and play traditional PC titles by running SteamOS, skipping the need to wait for console ports. I think this would also go the other way too. All the Xbox games that are exclusive to Xbox would now become listed on the Steam store for PC players. This is where Minecraft comes into the picture. Minecraft Java would become listed on the Steam store. I don't know if the game itself would launch through Steam or if it would open the Minecraft launcher, but regardless, Minecraft being listed on Steam would be massive for a few big reasons. Number one, the game would actually be able to go on sale. Although Minecraft is probably the biggest bargain in the gaming market right now when it comes to value for the price, $30 is still sometimes a steep price to pay when it comes to games. You never know if you'll actually enjoy a game until you play it, and so not only could it be cheaper, but you could also get Steam's 2-hour refund policy if you figure out that survival sandbox games aren't really your cup of tea. Now, number two is much bigger in implication, and that would be official modding integration through the Steam Workshop. I shouldn't even need to explain why this would be absolutely insane, but for the sake of this video, I will. This would completely revolutionize modding and make it 10 times more accessible to all players. No more would you need to navigate the ad-ridden depths of CurseForge and Modern. No more would you need to download third-party launchers that look like they're gonna give your PC a virus, or in some cases install useless bloatware. Everything would be managed easily through Steam Workshop, of course with the ability to still manually download and add mods. It doesn't even need to be limited to just mods. Data packs and resource packs could also be managed completely through Steam Workshop. It'd just be a simple click over to the Steam Workshop and another click to install the mod you want. It could even go a step further. There could be separate listings for Fabric Forge and NeoForge, similar to how Terraria has Team Mod Loader as a separate listing. This would completely avoid any worries about mods being made for the wrong mod loader. Or we could say screw separate mod loaders. Why not just converge it all into one official mod loader, either made by Mojang themselves or members of the community? Maybe Fabric becomes the primary loader and Forge and NeoForge can become optional secondaries that require a little more tinkering to get running. The possibilities here are pretty much endless, and as an added bonus, we could finally get some accurate, precise player counts for Minecraft, as well as visible playtime on the game in total. And finally, the last thing, which should not go unmentioned, is that the development of Minecraft would be fully unrestricted. It's no secret that Microsoft pulls a lot of the strings behind Minecraft despite their best efforts to hide it. Microsoft account migration, chat reporting, and a clear focus of being child-friendly and appealing to that audience despite the average age of a Minecraft player being 24 are all prime examples of this. Without Microsoft's interference, Minecraft could add whatever they want. We could see sharks or bears or any real-life hostile animal being added, as Microsoft's obvious agenda of being eco-friendly and child-proof would no longer be enforced. You could see more scary-looking mob designs get added, or more dangerous areas in general get added. Again, the possibilities here are endless, and that's why I think that Valve buying Xbox is probably close to a best-case scenario. Now, on to the worst-case scenario. I think we can all guess what the worst-case case scenario would be if someone's buying Xbox. Say it with me.
EA Sports.
It's in your wallet. Now, I don't really have any reason to believe that EA would even buy Xbox, but they can definitely afford it, and that's kind of a scary thought. So let's just entertain the idea for a minute. What would happen if EA bought Xbox and now owned Minecraft? Well, it's probably not good. I think that a few major things would most likely happen. Number one, Java Edition would probably be completely discontinued as it's not profitable and hard to monetize other than servers. I think that Java Edition getting discontinued would pretty much kill the game right then and there, as the game's online presence is almost entirely based around Java Edition, and the modding scene would completely disappear too, as Bedrock removed the ability to mod the game without being a marketplace partner a few years ago. Number two, the players left on Bedrock will be subject to an intense increase in monetization. PC and mobile specifically would no longer be able to import custom skins, resource packs, behavior packs, or worlds, requiring players to buy any of those from the marketplace, further monetizing the game. I also think you could potentially see a loot box system in this timeline, featuring rewards like marketplace skins, resource packs, add-ons, worlds, or cosmetics. You could even potentially see a battle pass type system come to the game, featuring cosmetics and marketplace items themed around the current update. While writing this video, I completely forgot that marketplace pass is actually a thing already that does pretty much exactly this. I guess we already kind of live in the dark timeline, huh? Speaking of updates though, number three, development would become more restricted and quicker, with updates potentially releasing monthly or bi-monthly coinciding with the battle pass. Updates would focus specifically on marketable themes or systems so that it would be able to turn a profit. Updates wouldn't be allowed to take risks anymore. They would always have to be able to be financially stable, as well as making sure the game continues to appeal to a young, impressionable audience who can beg their parents to buy them whatever it is they want. Minecraft would truly be in a dark state. And while, yes, this is definitely a bit of an extreme look at things and likely wouldn't happen this way, it's important to think about what could potentially happen so that a snowball effect can be prevented. I think the one guaranteed thing to happen here, though, would be that the game would become increasingly more monetized, as that's kind of EA's whole thing that they're infamously known for. Honestly, thinking about these rather extreme hypotheticals actually makes me kind of thankful for how Microsoft is actually currently handling the game. Even though I have my gripes with how they've handled it and a couple things that they've added over the years, it's probably a lot better than if someone like EA owned it. At the end of the day though, the most likely outcome if Xbox even was to go up for sale is that it's scooped up by some larger company behind multiple other game studios like Tencent or Meta or even someone like Disney. I just thought it'd be fun to come on here and brainstorm up a couple futures that we can dream of. Anyways, that's about it from me, so thank you all so much for watching. Subscribe if you want, and I'll see you in the next one, okay?